The morning had started with a kind of hopeful electricity that David hadn't felt in years. The sun was just climbing the horizon, brushing the sky with rosy gold. His son, Liam, still half asleep, sat at the kitchen table with a spoon dangling from his hand, cereal soggy in the bowl. "Buddy," David said gently, setting a napkin in front of him, "today's the big day." Liam blinked awake, yawned, and rubbed his eyes. He was 7, curly-haired, always smiling, even when life wasn't particularly kind. "The interview?" he asked, and his voice held more excitement than David allowed himself to feel. "That's right," David smiled, though his stomach twisted from nerves. "If I get this job, things could finally get better. Will we get Pizza Fridays back?" Liam asked, hopefully. David laughed softly. "Yeah, bud, Pizza Fridays for sure." He didn't mention the overdue electricity bill, the eviction notice he kept folded in his wallet, or the fact that he had pawned his wedding ring the week before just to keep groceries in the house. Liam didn't need that weight. David carried enough of it for both of them. He grabbed his worn briefcase, brushed the shoulders of his only good blazer, and checked the bus schedule again. The interview was at 9:30 a.m. sharp. Being late was not an option. They rushed out the door, David walking Liam to school first. The crisp morning wind tugged at his clothes. Life felt like it was on the brink of changing, if only he could reach that interview. "Be good today," he told Liam at the school gate, bending to straighten his son's backpack straps. "I will. Good luck, Dad, you're gonna rock it." Liam's grin was contagious. David's heart clenched with love and determination. "Thanks, champ." He turned and started down the sidewalk, only to hear a startled cry. Ahead, a woman had stumbled at the corner, her grocery bag splitting open, apples rolling into the street. Her cane skidded from her grasp and clattered to the pavement. She grabbed at a nearby lamppost, breath sharp and pained. People walked around her. They glanced, hesitated, but kept going. The city was fast, always too busy to care. David didn't think, he just moved. "Ma'am, are you all right?" he asked, kneeling and gathering the groceries quickly. She was maybe in her late 30s, elegantly dressed but pale from the sudden strain. She had a soft wrap brace on her right leg, clearly injured. Yes, I'm fine," she said through clenched teeth, though tears of frustration gathered in her eyes. "I just slipped. I'm sorry, you probably have somewhere to be." "Don't worry about that." He stood, handing her the cane. "Are you hurt? Do you need to sit?" I have a physical therapy appointment," she admitted. "It's just a few blocks, but walking is hard today." David looked at his watch. 8:39 a.m. If he helped her, he would be late. He hesitated. His heart pounded. This job was his chance. His last chance. But the woman in front of him was trembling, trying to hold her balance, and the city was moving around her like she didn't exist. He thought of Liam, of who he wanted his son to become. A man who helped people, or a man who walked past someone in need. Decision made, he offered his arm. "It's okay, I'll walk with you." She blinked, surprised. "Are you sure?" "Yes. Come on, lean on me." They walked slowly, painfully slowly. 3 blocks felt like 3 miles. She apologized more times than he could count. David just kept assuring her it was fine, though anxiety gnawed at him with every passing minute. At the clinic door, she finally stopped, breathing harder, exhaustion showing clearly. "Thank you," she said, genuinely. Most people wouldn't have stopped. David smiled, though his chest felt tight. "I'm glad I could help. If there's any way I can repay you." "Oh no," he shook his head, stepping back. "Just take care of yourself, okay?" He turned to go. "Wait," she said. "Please, at least tell me your name." "David," he replied. "David Carter." She smiled. "I'm Anna." He waved once, then took off running. He arrived at the office building at 10:07 a.m. His shirt clung to him from sweat. His breathing was ragged. The receptionist looked up, unimpressed. I'm here for the 9:30 interview. For the project supervisor role. Please, just tell them I made it." She looked apologetic, but firm. They already called the next candidate. The hiring manager said they needed someone punctual. David felt something inside him crack, quietly, painfully. "Is there any way I can speak to them? Just for a moment?" "I'm sorry." He nodded slowly. His throat felt tight. He stepped outside, sat on the cold concrete steps, and lowered his head into his hands. This was it, the last chance. Gone. By the time he picked up Liam from school, he had forced a smile back onto his face. How'd it go? Liam asked, eager. David exhaled carefully. Didn't work out. Liam's small face softened with empathy, a look no 7-year-old should wear. It's okay, Dad, there'll be more. David hugged him tightly, eyes burning. God, how he wished that were true. The next morning was gray and rainy, matching the heaviness in David's chest. He was sitting at the kitchen table with job listings spread around him when a knock sounded at the door. He frowned. Visitors were not a thing that existed in his life. He opened the door, and froze. Anna stood there, but not the struggling, injured woman he had seen yesterday. She was standing tall, alert, dressed in a sharp business coat. A sleek black car waited at the curb behind her. Her eyes softened when she saw him. David, she said, I hope it's all right that I came. Of course, are you all right? He asked, surprised. I'm fine, better, thanks to you. She hesitated. May I come in? He stepped aside, clearing the small living room couch of Liam's coloring books. She sat gracefully, looked around, but not with judgment. Instead, with thoughtful quiet. You didn't tell me yesterday you had an interview, she said. David rubbed the back of his neck, embarrassed. It wasn't your problem. She took a slow breath. You missed it because of me. It's all right. He forced a half smile. Helping someone was the right thing. Just keep looking. Anna studied him deeply. I didn't just come to say thank you, she said. I want you to come work for me. David blinked. Work for you? Doing what? She reached into her bag and pulled out a business card. His breath caught when he read it. Anna Whitmore, CEO, Whitmore Industries. One of the biggest tech development firms in the city. I run a company with over 6,000 employees, she said. I meet people all day. People who are polished, prepared, ambitious. But very rarely do I meet someone who is kind when it costs them something. David swallowed hard. You demonstrated integrity, empathy, decisiveness, and leadership. She paused. Those things matter more to me than whether you own a perfectly pressed suit or arrived precisely on time. David's voice came out rough. But you don't know anything about me. She smiled gently. I know enough. There was a quiet moment. What would the job be? He finally asked. A position in our Community Outreach Development Division, she replied. Full benefits, remote flexibility some days, and a salary that can give you and your son stability. Her voice softened. Everyone deserves a chance to rebuild. David stared at her. He felt weight lifting. Slowly, carefully, like someone had finally put down the other end of the burden he had been holding alone for so long. Why? He whispered. Why are you doing this? Anna's eyes glimmered, not with pity, but with recognition. Because once, she said, someone believed in me when I had nothing. And now it's my turn. David's breath trembled. He nodded. I accept. Anna smiled, the kind of smile that meant a story was only just beginning.